If we succeed, though, the possibilities open to me will be nearly endless. Hello, and welcome back to the Lost Legends of Scadrial Mistborn Adventure Game Podcast. I'm your host and narrator-Trevor, and with me I have the Fluffles Gang.
Hi, I'm John. I play Tony Darkomancy.
I'm Kelly, and I play Merda.
Let's jump back in. It's been just a little bit since we've recorded together, so just to reset the scene, plus we took a week break to check in on Feldar last week. Tajmil is in the scene, but he is unconscious on the floor. We've got Tony underneath a net that has been caught on fire. We've got Merda, who is standing over the dead body of Taman. And then Lady Fatine is bleeding on the floor near Tajmil. Tradition is at the back of the cave, while... who else is left? Glim, Tesney, and Liv are all making their way towards where the staircase that the Lord Mistborn broke through is at. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back in with a little bit of RP here. Tradition had just attempted to get everyone who was part of the other side to stay, threatening to withhold their pay. It did not work. And so after the initial response, when coming to the edge of the basement, Tesney is going to turn around and look at Tradition and look at Merda and say, what do we even need to fight here for anyway? I mean, the Lord Mistborn's gone, like I already said. I bet, Merda, were you even planning on betraying us until, I'm assuming, Tajmil showed up at your door with the Lord Mistborn?
No, not at
Wait,
all.
I'm sorry, Trevor.
No
Can we
clue.
pause for a second?
Sure.
Didn't they already leave?
No, they had not left yet.
Oh, I thought he'd just given the speech about leaving and gone up. That was
No, they have no way to get up without making rolls and things because the staircase has been destroyed.
I'm sorry. I'm having a boomer moment.
So he was asking about if we plan to betray him, right? We had no idea. That idiot just does whatever he wants.
The plan just went awry is what happened. Look, Tradition, I know that, and look, Liv, Glim, I know Taman's dead as well. And yeah, that sucks, but this is all just a huge misunderstanding. Tajmil was supposed to lead him here. We were supposed to have Lord Falcom here, and this was all supposed to be a lot simpler and smoother, okay? So, let's just take a breath. We're all in the bottom of this basement that's on fire. The house is probably on fire above us, and we all need to get out of here right now.
If you stop attacking us, I have no qualms about stopping attacking you.
I mean, for all we know, Alloy might still need our help. Merda, are you in?
I want to get out first, then we can talk.
Alright, well, he looks down at Tony. As much as I hate to say it, this guy's dead weight, and he's just... If you have a way to get him out of here, fine, but I'm going to worry about our people and getting us out. And he goes over and he starts tending to Lady Fatine.
John isn't, have any broken legs or anything, does he?
No, but he's caught under the net still.
Is it possible to cut the rope open?
Yeah, you can definitely try. Keep in mind it is on fire and the fire is growing closer. It's probably closest to him. Which reminds me, everybody needs to take 1 point of health damage.
Alright.
For the smoke and the fire that is starting to fill up the basement.
Is this correct? According to what I'm seeing on my sheet, this is my first health damage.
I'm not entirely sure. It seems like it might be correct. You haven't really been in any physical altercations.
I thought we took at least 1 point of damage earlier, though. Or maybe you were just warning us that we would take 1 point.
I think I was warning you, and that this is that point of damage.
Okay.
And then this is also
That's
the point
fine.
of damage that knocks Tajmil unconscious.
Well, Tony is going to be scowling at Tesney as he calls him dead weight. And going to try and pull the net, basically trying to untangle himself as best as he can. Like, pull the net away, like, towards the fire to try and, like, pull it over himself.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a physique roll. Let's see. I don't think I can give you one for Stage Magician.
No, I don't think I have anything to help for this. Do I get a minus, or...
No, go ahead and give me a straight physique roll. Set the difficulty at 2.
Good old 3. Oh, nothing.
Yeah, so you start trying to claw at these ropes, and you're noticing, like, sometimes when you try and grab a piece, it's already on a fire, and so you kind of snap your hand back, and you're just not able to hold on to a place to give you enough leverage to start pulling it away.
Do you remember if last time I got hit by any arrows?
No, they weren't very good with the arrows.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take the glass dagger, and I'm gonna cut close to Tony, but on the opposite side of the fire.
Okay, go ahead and give me a physique roll, difficulty 1.
So that's 4, right?
Yep.
Since my physique's 4. I got 2 nudges.
You can try and re-roll with the remaining 2.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I'm going to have Tessney give me a wit.
Yeah, I still have nothing.
So you go, and you're kind of having the same problem. Like, any place that you can get to the rope to start cutting doesn't really seem to be a place where it will effectively get him out, and there's just so much rope around him. So, like, you're trying to cut through, but it's without it being a serrated edge and without you being able to fully grab the rope, it's so much more difficult than you anticipated.
Can I burn tin and try to see if there's, like, a weakness somewhere on the thing?
Sure. I will make this a wits roll, and I'm going to give you +5, but I'm also going to have you take another damage as you feel the heat and the smoke more intensely.
Yeah, so 5?
5. 5 plus your wits, so 10.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, Tessney has taken a bottle out of his pocket and poured it into Lady Fatine's mouth. And she starts to, like, cough and sputter and make some noises as she puts a hand to her stomach and starts to, where the coins hit her, and starts to try and stand up.
So I have a pair of 4s and a nudge.
Yeah, so with a pair of 4s and a nudge, you decide to take this from the opposite direction, and you're looking for areas where the fire has already done your job for you. And you notice very quickly that there's a large section that's been just completely burned away. And so you're able to grab a piece of the net and just kind of give a nice tearing motion, and you open a nice big hole in it.
Alright. So I'm gonna yell out to Tony, like, crawl over to this hole. I'm so damaged, I'm about to pass out. I need to go. I wish you luck. And try to escape.
Okay. Tony, what are you doing?
Tony, thank you, Merda, and he's gonna desperately crawl towards that hole.
And Tony can stand up if he wants to now. Like, you can get out of the net.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Tony's gonna get out of the net.
Okay. As you are disentangling yourself and getting yourself out, Tradition and the rest of the crew has made their way over towards the side, and gotten Lady Fatine up. I'm gonna give her a 2-die penalty, but she is going to try and hoist Tessney up out of the hole. She got a pair of 5s and 2 nudges, so even in her weakened state, with the new pewter reserves that she was just given, she just kind of launches Tessney up, who gets up onto the landing there, and he immediately yells down, "Yeah, this place is really going. We need to get out of here, like, now." And he reaches a hand down, and we'll go ahead and, Merida, go ahead and give me a physique roll. I'm going to give you a +2 for the help that everybody's going to be giving.
Okay. I have 2 5s and 2 2s.
Yeah, so with 2 5s, Lady Fatine kind of boosts you up. Tessney grabs you by the wrist and pulls you out. And are you sticking around, or are you just heading straight out the door?
I'm heading straight out the door.
Okay. So Tony, in unless you are going to do something to try and interrupt them, they're going to continue this process of getting everybody out.
Am I out already?
Yeah, you'll have enough time once Merida has been lifted out of the hole. You're completely disentangled, I'll say.
So I'd like to try and tie my pocket watch to my unending handkerchief rope and see if I can convince them to basically like kind of lock it in place, kind of like a grappling hook, but it's a pocket watch instead of a hook.
Okay,
because it's a trap door, right?
Yeah, so you're telling them like they don't have to help you out physically if they can at least tie this up for you?
Pretty much.
Okay, give me a charm roll.
All right. Any modifiers, negative or positive?
I think I'm going to leave it neutral.
Cool. 2s and a nudge.
With 2s and a nudge, they are going to take the handkerchief, and they like you get up to them, and like Lady Fatine has just helped Liv up, and you just you give them this plea to tie it up, and reluctantly Lady Fatine grabs it and shoves it into her pocket before helping Glim up, and then Tradition after. But you're not making any attempt to like stop them from leaving or anything like that.
No.
And then Merida, you just head straight out the door, correct?
Yeah, I have 1 point damage away from dying, so
okay.
I'm gonna exit.
We are going to leave you alone for just a moment, Tony, if that's all right with you.
Yep,
they do
fine.
tie it up as they leave and then throw it down towards you, but we're gonna go over to Merida. See, Liv comes out, and you see her immediately start scanning the street up and down. And are you burning your tin?
Yeah, once I get out, I'll burn my tin since, Ally and the Mistborn.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll of 10, and I'm going to give you +1 for your spy profession.
So go ahead and just re-roll one?
No, you'll get a free nudge for that.
Okay. Let's see. 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 5s, and 2 nudges.
Yeah, the 2 5s. You hear the sound of a dog in the distance, giving like kind of a yelp. You hear the sound of crashing, and then very faintly you hear the sounds of 2 people struggling.
Okay, Merida will point that out to Liv, but she'll wait to investigate until more people come up.
Yeah, and as soon as you start pointing that out to Liv, you see her kind of like cocking her ear towards the same direction. And she turns towards Tradition as he comes out the door, and she says, I think there's trouble. I hear the sounds of a struggle up the street, and that's the direction that the safe house would be in. Any response, Merida?
She's just gonna nod and wait. She's damaged enough that she's probably bleeding and, like, barely holding herself together, so she's just waiting for power in numbers.
Okay. Tradition looks between everyone, and he says, that can't be good. He doesn't have all of his metal minds, so we need to rescue him now if we can, or else this is going to be a lot harder. But knowing him, he's at least gotten enough of the book read that it wasn't for naught. I mean, the spikes are still hidden, so we've at least got that going for us. But Liv, you take the front, scout it out, let us know the best way to approach. Merida's too injured to take the foreground like that. Same with Lady Fatine. We'll follow slowly and try and figure things out from there. We will jump back to Tony unless Merida has something she wants to do.
No.
Tony, you are in a burning basement with a burning building on top of you.
Okay. As best as Tony can figure, how much time does he have left?
You have never necessarily been in a burning building before, but there was a point in your life that you were practicing a breath holding underwater trick with like a water tank and everything. And so you feel like you've got at least a couple of minutes past the point when the smoke gets too thick to breathe, and you're not at that point yet.
All right. Tony is going to make one attempt to try and free Tajmil from the net and drag him over to the handkerchiefs.
Okay, go ahead and give me a physique roll.
Nothing. Just a nudge.
Yeah, you try and tug at these ropes, but it's the same thing. They wanted to try and capture a Mistborn in them, so they really got as thick of ropes as they could, and they weighted them down, and you just struggle with it to no avail.
I'm sorry, Tajmil. I think this is it. And Tony's going to briefly riot a sense of peace, or a sense of calm, whatever the closest would be that you can riot, and then try to scrabble up the rope and get out.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a physique roll.
I'll be honest, Merda completely forgot about his existence.
Tajmil.
We're gonna have like
Yes.
a minute of Tony like failing to climb the rope before he perishes. Oh, threes!
All right, with threes, you manage to scramble right up of it. I don't know if it's just the encouragement of the fire underneath you, or maybe it's just the sheer adrenaline of being in this adventure that you've been living nonstop for a while now. But you scramble right up that rope. I'm also going to want a spirit roll from you.
Huh? Luckily, I have 4 now. Or maybe I'm just used to it being nothing with
with Clytus.
With Clytus. I got 2s.
Okay. I'm going to hold on to that for just a moment, and then we're going to run back over to Merda. So you start heading in the direction, and as you get a little closer to it, you're taking back alleys. Give me another tin roll.
Okay. Two 4s and 2 nudges.
Up in front of you, you see Liv kind of furtively darting between hiding places, and she seems focused on this point in the air, and you look up, and you just see the barest hint in the mists of these tassels flapping as the Lord Mistborn jumps from roof to roof. So you're pretty far behind Liv, and Liv is pretty far behind Spook, as you guys are both kind of trailing him towards where this commotion is going on. As you get closer, Liv kind of sneaks back and gives you guys like a heads up to stay there, and she goes closer to where you can hear the commotion start to end, and it ends with give me another physique roll.
All right, just the 4.
Just the 4.
Okay. 2 3s.
Or I'm sorry, I add another 5 for that for the tin. Hearing.
Still 2 3s.
You can't make any words out, but you hear the voice of the street urchin that told you to run when you were on your way to Alloy's place. You hear the voice of the Lord Spook, and you do not hear the voice of Alloy. You also, every once in a while, hear a small guttural animal sound.
Liv and Tradition are still around us?
Liv has snuck back up to try and observe, but Tradition, Glim, Fatine, and Tessney are still around.
I think I'm gonna look at them at, like, the other group and just ask, why do we still want to help Alloy? I mean, I guess your guys's didn't mess up as much as our group. But he's clearly shown that he's willing to kill us for any mistakes. Do you really think he's gonna leave us alive if he wins?
Look, Merda, this was been the deal the whole time. I mean, this is the big time. The stakes are higher, the rewards are higher, and the risk is higher. And quite frankly, nobody on this group has been nearly as reckless as your entire group has been. I mean, you stole from these guys right here before we even got started. And he kind of like points a thumb back towards Lady Fatine and Glim. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying that sometimes it's better to be at the right hand of the devil than to be in his way.
I'm not saying be in his way. I'm just saying, even if we do win, isn't he gonna kill us anyway?
I think that his plans are a little more long-term, and if he wanted to just dispose of us, he would have had no problems doing so. Look, the plan here, and he points towards a bag that Tradition is carrying, we figured there was a large chance that this could fail, and that he'd be captured by the Lord Mistborn. So we've got a good number of his metal mines. He's relying on us and showing an incredible amount of trust. And I know that's not something that your group has been shown, but I also think it's something your group hasn't really earned from him. And quite frankly, your group doesn't even trust each other. I mean, Lord Falcom just let us leave Tajmil to die in the Lord Mistborn's manor and didn't even ask any questions about it.
Okay, sorry, this is not Merda saying. I'm just... Meta real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something, but I'm not sure how well it'll go. I mean, obviously we have to go it, but I'm not sure how well the audience would like it. Should I still just act it out?
Yeah, I mean, it's your character. It's your story.
What was his name again? The other infomercian dude?
Tesney?
I suck with names. Tesney, that's one who's talking, right?
I mean, it's definitely not Fent, if that's what you were thinking.
So, yes. I think Merida's gonna look Tesney in the eye, and she's gonna say, you know what? You're right. I don't trust my group. I think I'm one of the more capable ones, and I think I've held us together. I somewhat trust you. I think you're admirable. I will help you, and I will trust you if you will let me join your group.
Give me a charm roll, but difficulties I'm even gonna say is just a nudge here, because like he already basically extended an invitation.
I got 2 2s.
Yeah, so he puts a hand out and he says, you know, Merda, I don't know what all happened with them, and as far as I'm concerned, it's water under the bridge. So if you're up for it, let's go fight the last Mistborn alive.
She's gonna shake his hand and give a firm nod.
Let's jump back to Tony. You have gotten out of the basement, and you come towards the door. Right when you get near the door, it bursts open with a large amount of violence, and standing there, holding glass daggers, panting, quite out of breath and breathing quite heavily, is Wittens.
Wins!
Master Tony, it's when I saw the smoke, these young people and these allomancers, they run so. I didn't think I'd make it in time.
You came for me! Tony goes and gives him a big hug. He's not being careful about the daggers.
he hugs you back, but at the same time, like with what strength he has, he like wraps his arms around you and is bodily like trying to pull you through the door out of the burning building.
Wait, Wittens, Tajmil is still trapped down there.
Wittens looks and he says, trapped where? And then he looks at you again. He says, Tajmil?
Yes. Tajmil. He's unconscious. Or dead. I can't tell.
Master Tony, the house is quite on fire. Give me a spirit roll.
Alright. Just nudge, nothing.
Yeah, as he says that, you hear a loud, like a kind of a creak, a snapping sound, and then a large crash as a support beam falls to the ground in the building.
Tony screams, "You're right, Wittens. Let's get out of here."
Yeah, give me a. I don't think you need a roll. You guys are at the edge of the door. And so with him kind of like doing his best to like mother duck you, even though you're probably taller than him, you both like speed off and I assume head back towards the apartment.
Tony is going to try and find the Lord Mistborn.
Give me a wits roll, but this is going to be a difficulty 5.
Probably not going to make it. I got 3s.
You got 3s?
Yeah, still not enough. But
It's not enough. You look over and you do see something strange. There's like a bunch of oranges that are rolling around on the ground, and like one of them's been flattened, but you don't really register that as anything other than, oh, that's odd.
Wittens, the Lord Mistborn's in trouble. We have to do something.
Master Tony, it's far be it from me to try and get in the way of helping the Lord Mistborn of all people, but look at you, you're burned, your clothes are ruined. I mean, this whole business is, quite frankly, Master Tony, I have been worried about you ever since I came to the house, and, well, one of your friends is already dead. Are you sure that you'd want to risk joining him?
We have to do something. I mean, this is kind of partly my fault. We stole from him, and now he might die. I have to do something. Maybe we can call the guards?
Master Tony, I am an old man, and while I might have once been an assassin in your parents' employ, I can barely hold a dagger with the strength needed to get the job done anymore. If the Lord Mistborn isn't enough to handle the job, I think maybe we should get the guards instead. But if you're adamant, I will follow you to the end.
Well, I can't find him, so let's go with the guards. Let's find some guards, get him some reinforcements. We've got to do something.
All right, Master Tony, let's go. Let's get a physique roll.
All right. Nothing.
Yeah, you two set off, but between your state having like inhaled all of that smoke and been in the position you were in, you're just not in a position to move quickly, and he's the same way. He expended an incredible amount of energy trying to make it, like, 1, to follow a Mistborn without being spotted, and then 2, to make it there once he saw the smoke. And so he's not able to move very quickly either. I think let's jump back over to Merda. Liv has come back and grabbed the group and moved you forward to the edge of this small like market square, where you see the street urchin that tried to stop you earlier. His standing there next to the Lord Mistborn. There is a large wolfhound who is standing with its paws on top of Alloy. And you see that Spook and this, I'm going to call him Warwick since that was the character name, even though you don't know him. Warwick is methodically going through Alloy's pockets, and then at one point you even see them remove a piercing from his armpit as they take every single piece of metal off his body.
Okay, and what is the other group doing?
You're all like huddled together watching this.
So I think Merida's gonna say, well, if we're still on Alloy's side, we need to do something about this. Get the hound off him first off. I have an idea, but I'm not the most physical. Me or someone else might be able to throw a dagger at them for a sneak attack. Or the wolf, I mean.
Well, wait, let me do testing. You know, I think if we just observe them a little longer, this is going to be about 2 things. Distracting the Lord Mistborn and getting these metal mines, and he points at Tradition's bag, who Tradition pats it. to Alloy. And so if we can figure out, maybe when they start to move, there'll be more chaos, but I think we should watch a little longer.
Well, I think Merda's just gonna look at him and nod, as in, I trust you, kind of, like, gesture.
Go ahead and give me a Wits plus 10 roll.
So 10?
Yep.
Merda's like, so you mean my best attribute?
Pretty much. I got 2 pairs of 4s and 2 nudges.
Yeah, with 4s and 2 nudges, you see after they finish taking all of the metal mines off of him, that they put them into a pouch that the Lord Mistborn, or like into a small container that the Lord Mistborn puts into his pouch. And then you hear Warwick say that he wants help going. I don't remember what the exact quote is, but he asks the Lord Mistborn what happened in the basement. Is told that he left it on fire, with the house above them on fire. And so they make the decision to split up, with Warwick heading back towards Alloy's house, and Tensoon and the Lord Mistborn taking care of Alloy. And so Warwick splits off and starts running back towards the house.
Alright. I'm kind of just following the group right now, so...
Yeah, Tony, go ahead and give me another physique roll.
Alright. My feeble 3. Oh, I got 3s.
Yeah, you start to, catch, you've been coughing for a while, and you've been moving, and you're starting to, feel a little bit better. You've got some fresh air, and you start moving a little more quickly. Witten starts to fall behind. Do you leave him behind, or do you stay with him?
No, I stay with him.
Okay, so even though you're starting to feel a little bit better and you're moving a little bit quicker, you're still not making very good time because he's just not moving very fast.
Can we try and, are there coaches or something? Let's get some transportation. I've got money.
Give me a spirit roll.
Force.
Yeah, you guys are so good at just summoning random vehicles out of nowhere. So this
specialty.
This carriage starts coming up and turns onto the street, and it stops right in front of you. And the driver opens up, the driver stops the horses and stands up and looks and says, "Oi, is that smoke there through the mists? Is this something on fire?"
Yes, the Lord Mistborn's in trouble.
What? The Lord? What?
Quick! We have to get to the castle and call the guards. I have money. I'll pay you.
I'm going to say you can either roll or you can spend 3 resources.
Well, with that, I'll roll. That's my best attribute.
All right.
I might as well. Watch me still get nothing this time. We'll see. Oh, that's definitely not nothing. I got 5s and a nudge.
Okay, yeah.
Very
so
nice.
For 1 resource spent, you and Wittens climb into this carriage, and it starts barreling off towards the Lord Mistborn's mansion.
Now, real quick, I have 2/2 star in my spent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means anymore. It's been too long.
I think it's permanently spent 2 of them, and then you had 2 resources spent out of the 8, so it was a roll of 4, I think.
Okay. Oh, so I should have rolled 4 instead of 8.
Or at least 6.
6? Okay.
I think 6. Let's do 6. I'm not entirely remembering what my notation was. That's what I get.
I'll re-roll 6. Oh, I got 4s and a nudge this time.
Yeah, same result. You're able to get this guy moving pretty quickly. He forgets entirely about the fire and starts heading off towards the Lord Mistborn's mansion.
Okay. So now I'm at 3/2 star, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm assuming that 2 star will drop now that Tajmil is no longer under my pay after this adventure.
Yeah, that's definitely the case.
Unless I bring back James.
I mean, there's still one possible hope for Tajmil next episode.
Okay.
But that depends on
It'll be
how much Feldar wants to run into a burning building to save him.
Oh, gee, who could be a better person, more motivated to help him?
There's not
perhaps
many people
only
motivated.
Wittens.
All right. Let's jump back to Merda. I think that this starts out with, and this is going to be really weird to do with just me doing rolls mostly. But do you have a plan of attack that you want to offer, or maybe I can give you a wits roll, to try and formulate a plan.
My thing is, this is the one thing I can think of. I am not very healthy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I assume the Lord Mistborn will be, burning tin, and that's more of meta from what I know of his character.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that if Liv and I, she's the Tin Eye, right?
Yep.
If we do stuff to, like, throw off his senses, it might be able to discombobulate him a little.
Okay.
Like, scream loudly or something like that. Like, find ways to make excruciatingly loud noises. Like, so maybe I want to look for something that can overwhelm his senses.
Give me a spirit roll.
Okay, that's 5.
Yep.
I got 2 2s and 2 1s.
So with 2 2s, you're able to find like a couple of I want to say trash can lids. I know that's very anachronistic, but something similar. Like maybe there's like a sheet of metal or something left over for some construction that like you've basically got a rudimentary pair of symbols here made from refuse and debris you were able to find in this alleyway.
So I think she's going to look at her group and she's going to say, I have an idea. It's not a great idea, but it's the best I can do with my health right now. One of us, including me, can work to make loud noises to throw him off his guard, and then we do a sneak attack at that moment. Because if he's burning 10, this will hurt, and he'll need a few moments to recover. What do you think?
I mean, that sounds like a plan to me. So probably you and Liv can be doing the distractions. I can be on coin duty, make sure that he doesn't take any of us out. Lady Fatine, unfortunately, you're going to have to do a frontal assault on the Lord Mistborn again. I hate to tell you that. And then Tradition, your job is to try and get these metal mines to him and not get bit by that dog, I guess. Where did they get a dog from? Jeez.
Harmony provides in mysterious ways.
Well, I suppose that's as good a plan as any. But just so you know, I'm going to need more pewter before long, or else I'm not going to be in this fight at all.
Can Merida give Fatine her glass dagger she took?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah, she's gonna give it to her. She's need it better than I will. I have a dueling cane still.
So I think let's get a wits roll from you and one from Liv, both plus 10, to try and start your noisemakers at the same time.
Okay. I got 2 pairs of 5s and a pair of nudges.
She got a pair of 4s and a nudge. And so right at the same time, you give a moment for the for Alloy to get up.
I want to say too that when I do the symbols, I also scream as loud as possible just to add to it.
Okay. So Warwick has gone down the street quite a ways. They've allowed Alloy to get up and are slowly moving towards the mansion, Lord Mistborn's mansion. And they start moving towards Lord Mistborn's mansion. You see that Alloy is going along, but he's struggling just a little bit. He's obviously trying to make it as difficult as possible and as long as possible to get him out of here. And so you're able to get as close as you dare, with knowing that Spook is probably burning tin. And you do see that he's kind of glancing over his shoulder towards where you two are walking on either side of the street. But he doesn't make a move towards there. give me a physique roll to make some noise.
Can I get advantage for it being a snake attack?
I'm gonna give you +1 for easy to overlook.
Okay, cool. I love that description. It helps me so much. Oh, I need to roll it. Re-roll it, Phil. Okay, I have 2 3s.
Yeah, and Liv got 2 4s. And so, at the same time, you bang these pieces of metal together and start screaming. And Liv, she starts screaming as well, and she just knocks over a bunch of cans and things in the alley that she's in. Spook covers his ears, at the same time that he starts looking back and forth to try and find the source of this noise. And that's when a glass dagger comes flying out from behind him.
Very nice.
Okay, Lady Fatine got a pair of 4s and a nudge. I am going to give him some reaction dice. He only got 3s and a nudge. And so, as he's looking back and forth, this glass dagger slashes him across the right arm, leaving a trail of blood start to ooze from the wound. And he clamps a hand to that as he looks behind him to where Lady Fatine is charging at him with Glim, Tesney, and Tradition not far behind. And we're going to move into combat.
All right.
In the
I forget
meantime,
how that works.
I don't know how to give you a roll for a carriage driver, John. Do you want to make it a spirit?
Sure. I'm assuming I had to spend 1 for summoning the carriage, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Alright, so I'm 3 now, right?
Yep.
Now this one I'm not spending, I'm just rolling, right?
Correct.
Let me see if I've got anything... Nope. Nothing.
Alright, so you feel like the carriage is making okay time, but there also seems to be some commotion in the street as the news of the fire starts to spread. Like you hear yelling from where you came from about a fire, and that yelling starts to make its way ahead of you, and so there's some people starting to like come out in the street that he has to like not push out of the way, but like yell at to get out of the way so he can make good time. So Lord Spook is going to shoot coins at Fatine. Fatine is going to try and tackle Spook. Tesney is going to try and pull on the coins. Tradition is going to try and get to Alloy to give him the metal mines. Glim is going to try and tackle Tensoon. Liv, I think, is going to do the same thing that she's been doing and just keep making noise. What would you like to do, Merda?
Can I keep making noise but also look for, like, maybe, are we in an alleyway?
I can say that you're in an alleyway. They're on, like, a main street, but you're in an alley not far from them.
I want to try to look around, like, where it's happening. Is that possible while I'm still doing that?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
I'm kind of looking for things that I can drop, like hits, or, like, say someone to hit so it'll drop on the Lord Mistborn.
I'm not sure that he'd be underneath anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Like, he's out towards the main road while you're in the alley.
Alright, well then I'll just try to look for, like, more stuff. Maybe, like unpleasant smells or something, you know?
Yeah. I am gonna give you another spirit roll for this, but you've already lost 1, so it's at 4.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna say mechanically that, with you and Liv, he just can't add his tin reliably to his rolls.
Well, I got nothing.
Okay, yeah, you're looking around, but you just can't find anything that you think would make it harder for a tin eye to use their powers. Like you're looking at things and you're like, this banana peel, I can smell it with I can barely smell it with my tin on. It's not gonna work. He's already next to that dog, so I'm not sure that the smells will work anyway. Like you're doing a checklist of everything around you, and you're just not finding anything you think will make it more effective.
All right.
We're gonna go to Spook, who is going to shoot some coins. And then he got a pair of 3s and 3 nudges. We're going to go to Tessney, who's going to try and block them. Tessney got 4s and 2 nudges. And so
Nice.
the Lord Mistborn shoots out this spray of coins towards Lady Fatine. And then Tessney holds up a wooden shield that he had been carrying on his back, and the coins just veer off course and all slam in there and kind of embed themselves inside of the wood of this shield. Lady Fatine is going to make her attack on Spook. She got 2 nudges and nothing else. She's going to re-roll. She got a pair of 2s, and so she tackles him, and he falls to the ground with her on top of him, and he's going to take 1 damage.
Who took the damage? Sorry.
Spook did.
Okay.
Let's go to Glim versus Tensoon. Tensoon's going to spend all of his on defense dice. He gets a beefy dice pool. Yeah, so Glim comes up and tries to tackle him, and like he jumps forward and makes a solid connection, and then he lets out a yell of pain as this dog does not move an inch and kind of like buffs him back, and he just bounces off and scatters to the ground. That does, however, leave Tradition open to try and get in there and hand the metal mines over. He got a pair of 4s on 3 dice. He
Wow.
runs forward and he throws his hand into a bag and comes out with a handful of rings, and just like a baseball player does a jumping dive and slides in and basically just slams them down into Alloy's or no, because he's not on the ground anymore. So he just runs forward and tosses these rings and things, and they all go flying forward, and Alloy reaches a hand up and does not catch any of them. So we will go into the next round. Tony, go ahead and give me another spirit roll.
I just want to reflect on what just happened there. I'm picturing in my mind, like, the climactic moment of the movie. He's running forward, it's in slow motion, the rings are flying through the air, and then you see Alloy hand, like, reach out and whiff, swiping just past them as the rings fly.
In a Frodo gesture, a ring circles his hand and then flies off, and there's a carnival worker who says, "Oh, bad luck, try again."
So yeah, Tony, I'm going to go ahead and make my spirit roll, but Tony is going to try and take his rings from the, like, you know, oh, look, these rings are stuck together, now they're not trick, and improvise a Pathian earring, but not actually being able to pierce anything. He just, like, hangs it off his earlobe as he tries to commune with Harmony. And I guess it worked because I got 2 2s.
With 2 2s, you feel as though you try and make this connection. And you did get the roll, but it's not a hemalurgic metal and it's not piercing you. So I think that at best, like, you feel a sense of calm and relief wash over you, like you've been forgiven almost. Like not even necessarily that you've been forgiven, but like just a serenity, as if things might not be the best, but they'll work out, is what you're feeling. On top of that, you hear the driver pull out a whip, and he's just like, "All right, I'm on a mission for the Lord Mistborn. Y'all need to get out of the way." And he starts cracking this whip, and the carriage just starts to rocket forward. We will go back to Merda. Any change in plans for you?
She's still just trying to look for stuff to help.
Okay.
But not succeeding.
I'm going to need
still
another spirit roll from you, but it's going to be 3 this time, because you spent 1 last time.
Okay.
Everybody else is basically doing the same thing. Fatine's trying to keep Spook busy, as is Tessney. And then Tradition and Glim are both going after Tensoon.
I have 2 nudges, that's it.
Yeah, with 2 nudges, when you've only got 3 dice, you're just not able to find anything. So you just keep doing what you're doing to mess with his tin.
Alright.
Let's have a roll for Glim to attack Tensoon. And then Tensoon to resist with his big chonky muscles. Alright, pair of 5s and 2 nudges versus a pair of 1s. So, Glim goes and takes a punch at this dog. And, like, as he goes to punch it, a hand of transparent flesh forms outside of the Tensoon's dog body and just grabs onto this hand and squeezes it. And Glim takes another point of damage.
Yikes.
That'll do, Tensoon. That'll do.
Tradition is going to try and help out with that. He, like, goes to do, like, the slap fight with Tensoon, and, like, it's pathetic. It's like, just, he, like, drags his hand across Tensoon's eye, and it does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Tensoon has 3 dice left to try and contain Alloy, and he gets a pair of 4s.
Wow.
Very nice. Alloy only
Favored
got a
of
pair of
harmony.
2s. And so Tensoon takes a running leap and manages to bounce off of Alloy's back and send him tumbling to the ground. Spook is focused, I think, mainly on defense here. So I'm just gonna do Fatine's roll versus Spook's roll. Spook and Fatine are kind of locked in combat, and she goes to try and take a punch, and in doing so changes the equilibrium of balance, and Spook with one quick shove just sends her flying off of him. Back around to the top. Tony, if you succeed one more spirit roll, I will say that you've made it to his mansion.
Alright. I'm gonna blow on it this time. Viewers, give us all of your will. Alright, so I got a pair of nudges. So I'm gonna re-roll. So that'll be a -1 to the result, right? I roll 2, but subtract
I think
1.
if you don't have enough dice to form a pool after, I can't let you spend those nudges.
Okay.
So you're making good time, but you're just not quite there yet. Merda, any change in your plan?
So, if I stop making the noise, will Liv be enough? Or
That's a good question.
do I need to roll to find out?
No.
Oh, you're just... Okay.
I'm just not going to tell you.
Okay, well, I think I'm away from them, right?
Yeah, you're not in the fight. It would take if you spent your entire turn running towards them, you could get close enough to interfere, but it would take a concerted effort.
Well, can I, motion my head towards Liv so we can get close to the edge of the fight so it's louder closer up? Since I doubt they'll be able to touch us when they're locked in combat.
Yeah, give me a wits roll, no tin. I will allow Liv to add her tin, though.
So do I tell you all the dice I got?
Just your highest pair.
3s and a nudge.
Yeah, with 3s and a nudge, you kind of make this gesture to, just like a chopping motion with your hand towards the fight, and Liv sees it immediately and nods and starts moving forward as she's banging these, these poles and sticks together, pots and pans, whatever it was that she was able to find.
Alright.
Let's have Tradition and Glim fight against Tensoon. Glim got nothing. Tradition did worse. Tensoon is going to spend all of his time on Alloy. But he is going to be at disadvantage because Alloy he's not in a way able to restrain him like he could if he had a human body. Like, he's got this dog body that's big and powerful and brutish, but it doesn't have manual dexterity to pin his hands behind his back. Or navigate oranges, but that's a different episode.
Mm.
And then Alloy. Alloy is able to grab onto one of the rings. Did I do Spook already this round?
No.
Okay. Spook is going to shoot some coins at Lady Fatine. Testney is going to try and block them. Testney got a pair of 5s, but Spook got a pair of 5s and a nudge. And so, Fatine is going to take another set of coins, and she is going to take another burden, which will be a serious burden. We're going to say that the problem with burdens in these situations is it's hard to find something that's like long enough lasting that matches with the injury. You know what I mean? Like, I could give her a gut wound, but then, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just give her a large gut wound.
So what did she do? Did she attack or defend?
She is now going to try and tackle him. She's not worried about defense.
Okay.
And she got a pair of 5s, no nudges. So she's going to re-tackle Spook to the ground, and he's going to take another 2 points of damage.
Very nice.
Tony, one more success to be there.
All right. Tony starts making like meditation sounds, like nothing.
Yeah, you just can't get there in a quick amount of time. It's such a remote part of the city, and you just don't know where else guards would be.
How much spirit does Tony have?
He normally has 4, but he has spent 1 already.
Oh, okay.
I think at this point, Alloy's going to tap speed. And that speed is going to allow him to escape. And so that just leaves the rest of the group with the problem of getting away from Tensoon and Spook. How would you like to handle that, Merda?
She's just gonna keep banging. She already said she'd be a part of the group. She's not abandoning them.
Well, Alloy's leaving.
Yeah, but my group's still there, right?
Yeah, but everybody's gonna try and scatter, I think.
Okay, well,
So yeah, let's just make that official. Like once Tradition sees that Alloy like picks up a ring and there's a blur and all the rest of the rings disappear and then he's gone, he's going to say, "All right, scatter."
Well, I think she's gonna stick with Liv since she's close. So she's gonna like motion to Liv, drop it, and start sprinting.
Okay, go ahead and give me a physique roll.
2 4s and 2 3s.
Yeah, with 2 4s and 2 3s, you start running off with Liv. Liv starts to fall behind, so you can choose to either take your successes or keep at the same pace that Liv is at.
She's gonna stick with Liv.
Okay, so you both start running off, but you feel like you're, like, especially with that wolfhound, the way that you saw him move, you do not feel like you're out of danger yet. Spook is going to try and, now that Fatine is on him again, he's just going to try and do what he can to end this fight now with just a blow to her head again. And that is a pair of 5s and a nudge. Lady Fatine gets to respond, -2 dice for her health. She takes another blow and she crumples and is still on the floor, on the road. I think Tensoon is going to go after Tradition after hearing him give the command. And Tensoon got a pair of 5s and a nudge. Let's see if Tradition can match that with his 3 dice. He cannot. And so Tensoon just immediately turns and pounces on top of Tradition. And Tradition falls to the floor and he's pinned against the ground. And he just continues to keep yelling at everybody to scatter. Testney takes a run for it. And he is able to make it a little ways out of the market area. Glim starts to run opposite of both you and Testney. and he is tearing off like a madman as well. We will go into the next round. Tony, I think at this point you've made it there, but I also think it's probably a little too late for it to matter in terms of helping the fight.
Right. But Tony's still going to frantically explain the Lord Mistborn's in trouble, and there's a speedy guy.
So you run up to the gatehouse, and you knock on the door, and the guy opens the door, and he looks at you. He's just like, "Look, man, we don't know about your dumb bird, okay?"
What? No. We'll find Sonnet later. The Lord Mistborn. There's a fast guy, and there was a fire, and he's in trouble.
Yeah, I know that there was a fire here earlier. We put it out. Your bird.
No, a different fire.
You caught something else on fire. Look, they came down and they talked to me about you. I know what happened there. And we're going to go ahead and pause that scene there. Is just trying to convince this guard of what's actually going on. And Merda, with you and Liv the closest behind, I think the spook is focused on you two.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a physique roll.
Oh, wow. I got 2 5s.
Liv did not. And so you can choose to keep your successes or hang back with Liv.
I think she's just gonna keep the success and wish her luck, because at least if one person's out, we can come back for them later.
So you start to rocket off, and you are making it towards the edge of the clearing. You happen to look behind you, and you see that the Lord Mistborn has thrown down a coin and has tried to start steel pushing towards you. And then he kind of goes crooked in the air and has to steady himself. And you see him like stagger as he lands, putting in a hand to his shoulder where he was hit by the knife. And Liv stays a little far, about the same distance ahead of him. Let's do one more roll. And if you're able to do either a bigger success than Spook, or he is focused on someone else, then I'll say you get away clean.
2 4s.
Spook is getting a lot of nudges, but no pairs right now. And then Liv. So you continue to race off, but you do see behind you that on his second attempt, he shoots forward and he lands on top of Liv, who collapses to the ground with the Lord Mistborn on top of her, holding a glass dagger to her neck.
Oh, wow.
I will give you the choice to either turn around or keep running.
Does it look like he's going to kill her?
No, it doesn't look like he's like going for a killing stroke. It looks like he's going for, okay, this is over.
Yeah, she's going to keep running then.
In that case, I think we're going to go ahead and call it an episode here. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will be back again in 2 weeks' time for what will probably be the last recording session for this group period. I've hoped you've enjoyed this story. I'll talk a little bit about what my plans are for continuing this thread on next episode. So, hold on to that for now. But this is the first time I've ever, granted, we're not quite there yet, but this is the first time I've ever played an RPG campaign start to conclusion. And it's been a lot of fun. And I want to thank everybody who's listened and been a part of this and made this journey with us, because it's honestly been incredible to do this for the past 4 years. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, what about an RPG where at the end the characters are on 2 different sides?
I've always kind of played this group dynamics off of each other, and I think it's made for an interesting story, and I hope it's also been fun. I've certainly had a lot of fun.
Definitely.
But I think that we'll be back again for a wrap-up episode to kind of explore where all of the characters end up, and then we'll talk about what happens next after that. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Bye, thanks for listening.
Mistborn and all related properties are owned by Brandon Sanderson and Dragonsteel Entertainment. The Mistborn adventure game is a product of Crafty Games. Special thanks to Steve Argyle for letting us use his artwork for the logo, and to Boardroom Design for putting the logo together for us. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at LLOS Podcast, or give us an email at lostlegendsofscadrial@gmail.com. We hope that you'll like and share and give us a review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.